Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome back once again to Harley Day Rider, your good old friend HDR here. And that camera is having a lot of trouble this morning. We'll just change up cameras here. And hopefully, this camera is going to be a lot better here. I don't know why that camera is having so much trouble, but good morning and welcome back to Coffee with HDR. I'm going to have to get that camera checked out probably before tomorrow evening show, since I am hosting tomorrow evening. But so we'll just deal with this camera right now, see how this works out for us. Um, I don't like it. It's kind of a close up camera. It's right on the computer here. But hopefully you can see me okay and hear me. Everything's going good there. Good morning to Chuck. Good morning, Devon and Lee, HD Trichoholic, HDAV Travelers, Be the Rider PA. Good morning. Harley Moonrider, Chad, good morning to you. Good morning, Paul. Glide, Arkansas. How you doing, buddy? We were very close to you here this past week. We were in Arkansas. Bob Nelson, good morning. And good morning, Bronco Ride. Glad to see you're awake there, buddy. So early in the morning. Good morning, Judy. So, yeah, we just got back after an amazing vacation. A lot of you seen that first night we were out with the guys and their wives. That was on, oh, geez. That was on a long time ago now. Good morning, Rocky J. But when did we start that amazing vacation there? It was started in, oh, wow, way back in June 25th. So June 26th. So on June 26th show here on Coffee with HDR, we were able to, actually, Bob was able to secure a good morning, Ernest and B.A. Bishop. Jim, good morning to you. Thanks, everybody, for coming in. Sorry I wasn't here last week. I'll talk about that in just a minute. But so Bob was able to secure a conference room for us at the hotel. We were able to send Bronco Ride a link to his hotel, and he was able to get on Coffee with HDR on the 26th, June 26th. So if you didn't watch that show, go back and check that out. I think you'll enjoy that. We talk a lot about getting together, about the trip there. And at that time, we weren't together yet. Myself and Mrs. HDR rode out to Kentucky and right outside of Cincinnati. So we were right inside the Kentucky border. And we met up with Bodine 52 and Mrs. Bodine. That video of our trip out there, myself and Mrs. HDR, day one of season 5. This is our 5th season, myself and Mrs. HDR, that we've been on motorcycle vacations. Okay, so 5 years in a row. So I dubbed it season 5, and it is called the 2021 Amazing Motorcycle Adventure. So we got to spend the first 6 days. Yeah, 5 days, 5 or 6 days, however that worked out, with Bronco Ride and Mrs. Bronco Ride and Bodine 52, Mrs. Bodine 52, myself and Mrs. HDR. Take all 6 of those people and put them in one cabin and see what you come up with. But we had an amazing time with them, a fantastic trip. We enjoyed ourselves immensely. It was such a good place to be. Those videos are coming out. You guys are going to see a lot of the cabin. You're going to see a lot of the driveway that we had to go up and down. The first time was super scary. After that, it was no problem at all. And Bronco Ride told us, they said, once you do this a couple of times, it's really a piece of cake. And he was dead on. So good morning, Smarty Cowboy. Nice to see you in there this morning. Ricky KM, good morning to you. Good morning, Paul. It was nice to ride with you during VAM. So good morning. Glad to have you in there. Ernest Chuck Ramp, good morning to you. And B.A. Bishop, Jim Wilson. I think I got everybody in there. But yeah, so we hadn't. Oh, I'm losing my light there somehow. How did I get that light over there? Fix that light. I went to move the microphone and the light kind of shifted on me there, so I think it's all right. So yeah, spending the 6 days at the cabin, and we had some amazing riding. You want to go check out Bronco Ride's channel and check out Bodine 52's. Mine have not been released yet. And the reason mine have not been released yet is once we left the cabin, I went with Mrs. HDR and we spent another Was it 8 days on the road? 7 or 8 days on the road. Anyway, we had a total of a 13-day vacation that we took on the motorcycle. We went through a ton of states. You're not gonna know, and it's funny because I never give out that total mileage. Mrs. HDR asked me, she said, what was our total mileage for the 13 days, HDR? And I told her, I said, you're going to have to watch the last video to see that. Of course, she does know, obviously. She was on the bike, and she knows how many miles we put down over 13 days. And we had some amazing times on the boat. I hope that Bronco Ride will release some of his drone videos from the boat when we were out in the middle of the lake with the ladies, and he put his drone up, and I know he has some amazing shots there. So I hope that that is going to be released at some time from him. The guys also did some beautiful drone footage off of the deck of the cabin. I think you're going to be very interested to see those. It shows the cabin, it shows the driveway that we went up and down. So I just can't say enough. And I know I'm going on and on and on and on about this vacation. And I know a lot of you guys, unfortunately, maybe you don't have the time, maybe you can't get away from your jobs, and I'm sorry about that, but it's just so exciting. I was watching Blacktop and Mrs. Blacktop Devil just a little bit ago before the show, and they were talking about the coming home blues, right? So you take an amazing vacation. We started talking about that trip and meetup at this cabin probably back in October, when we started kicking around the idea about the three of us getting together with our wives for 6 days. And so we talked about it back and forth. Oh, good morning, Harley Moonrider. I don't know if I mentioned you in there or not, but okay. So Bronco Ride is planning on putting some of that footage up, but it's just going to be amazing stuff. Yeah. Good morning, Bodine 52. Nice to have you on board here. I was just kind of talking about you. So glad you showed up. But and like I said, these two guys with the I can't say enough with the drone footage. Bronco Ride was taking some time with me and taught me how to fly a drone. I never flew a drone. I mean, I flew planes years ago, and believe me, that's a lot easier because you're inside the cockpit and you're working the yoke and you're pulling the plane up, and I can see out the windshield what I'm doing. This is, you're looking at a screen and you're looking down, and that thing is flying, 400 feet above your head somewhere. And those guys are flying them 1,500 feet out over a lake, and just mind boggling, but super good time. I think you're going to find all those videos to be very enjoyable. So let's get back to my videos. You will not see my videos. These guys produce stuff pretty rapidly. They are very good editing, and they produce stuff very quickly. But since I have 13 days of footage, what I do, like every year, again, this is season 5. So day 1, season 5 is coming out tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. That video, you'll see myself and Mrs. HDR leaving my garage. We're going down the road and we're traveling many, many, many miles. I can't remember. And I didn't put the final mileage in for the day. I should have did that. Our first day was almost 320 some miles. I can tell you guys, if you've been following along and you watched anything I talked about, those seat beads, they make a big difference. Honestly, they make a big difference. Our normal trip, we stop every 100 to 120 miles is what we stop to take a break, stretch out. You guys know, if you've been on motorcycle trips, how you want to stretch out a little bit. Bronco Ride said we will be watching well into 2022. I got 13 videos to populate to bring out there to you. So, yeah, and I think those are probably, I was going to run a series. I was going to run every day, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and do that. But I don't want to overwhelm you guys. There's so much. Tennessee Wingman, good morning. There is so much great stuff on YouTube that, I don't want to clutter up and try to take all your time, because I know everybody's watching so many other videos. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to probably just bring those out every Sunday. Wednesdays are going to be fill-in days because I'm still riding, and obviously I'm still doing videos, and I still have a bunch of stuff to talk to you about. So I feel that That's probably going to be the best case. Try to turn this light down a little bit. Looks a little bright. There you go. So that's going to be the best case. Probably they will come out one every Sunday. And like I said, it is season 5 because this is the 5th year myself and Mrs. HDR has been out on the motorcycle. Bob said 2023. I don't think they'll last that long, but let me talk a little bit about Ty from Tennessee. So Ty from Tennessee shows up at this cabin before myself and Bodine got there. And he shows up with the saddlebags full of wine. This guy is a wine connoisseur. Ty is from Tennessee. You might not know that about him. And he just showed up with saddlebags full of wine. He's like, I got wine. You got glasses? And we're like, we got glasses and ice, buddy. We're prepared. So he chilled down the wine, and it's awesome stuff, man. Thanks. We did all get to taste it. It's very, very good. Like you said, it was a grape tasting like a grape wine, almost like a grape juice. Very good. Very, very scary because you can start drinking that stuff and, just be too drunk. Chuck says, we are out on our last day of a 9-day trip in Sturgis with about 250 miles to get home. Chuck, ride safe out there, buddy. I know how that is to get that last leg in. Nobody wants to do that last leg. We had on day number 12, day number 11, we're coming out of a place called Mammoth Cave. So we're leaving Mammoth Cave, and I looked from there to home was 530 miles. And I told Miss HR we could definitely reach that in one day. There's no reason we can't ride 530 miles to get home. Get back to your bed, get back to your own garage. And she looks at me and she said, yeah, that's not happening. So we rode it out though. We rode out to, we ended up in Athens, Ohio. And in Athens, Ohio, we had about 160 miles to get home, which made that last day so enjoyable. It was like taking a weekend ride for us, and just to ride from there and just to get home. We stopped once for gas, jumped back on the bike because she was tracking a storm. And we got home. Once we got home, it probably wasn't an hour later. It was storming. So if we would have started, I wanted to start for lunch. If we would have started for lunch, we would have been in the rain. So Mrs. HR is very good with the radar stuff, and that was great. Concord Grape from Georgia Winery. Ty from Tennessee says, and yummy. Bronco ride. I am a beer dude, but the stuff was good. Yeah, I know you and Bodine are definitely beer guys. I know Bodine is not a wine guy. Trying to see what else I could bring. Oh, so I wanted to bring this point up too. So I know Ty, I know where he lives. He lives pretty close around, and I can tell you, it's pretty big, the Chattanooga area, right? So that's where Ty is originated from. So myself and Miss HDR, I've always wanted to go to Chattanooga Harley Davidson. Well, long and behold, let me tell you the truth. There's no place on earth called Chattanooga Harley Davidson. And if you remember when John Maxwell would always say, hey, I'm a highly skilled unprofessional here at Chattanooga Harley Davidson. There is no Chattanooga Harley Davidson. If you know that there is and you can tell me about it, please do, because I'm looking on the bike, like, how you hit for dealerships. I'm looking on the GPS on my phone as we're driving down the highway, because, you cannot text and drive. That's bad, people. Be careful. Don't ever do that. But you can look at your map and get directions and move the maps around on your phone. That's probably legal. And there is we could not find Chattanooga Harley Davidson. I can't remember the name of it right now. I don't know. But anyway, I got there and I texted Ty. I said, hey, buddy, I said, we are in your area right now. We are here at a Harley Davidson. He said, I know right where you guys are. I said, man, come on and have some lunch with us. He said, he had the nerve to say, I was in Chattanooga one time in my entire life. He says, I'm busy with work. I said, tell them your computer just broke and you lost your internet and you can't do any more work. But Ty's a worker. He's dedicated to his job, and I know what he does now for a living. Basically the same thing I do, Ty. So I get it. I'm just messing with you. But so he could not come out to have lunch. And I said, Ty, where's a good place to eat at? He's like, man, go to the City Cafe across the street. And he said, you're not going to be dissatisfied. And we did, man, we ate like pigs, man. We ate so much food. And Mrs. HR couldn't even eat all her meals, so she packs it up. And I said, what are you doing with that? She goes, we're going to put it on the bike and take it with us. I said, why? You'll just throw it away at the hotel tomorrow because who knows how long you're going to be on the bike. She's like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So we took it with us. But anyway, John was from Chattanooga HD. Yes, Rick, I know he says that, but there is no Chattanooga Harley Davidson. Not that we can find, not that it's not on the maps on the yeah, they renamed it or something, but it's called White Lightning Harley Davidson. White Lightning Harley Davidson. It's in Chattanooga. It is right there off the exit in Chattanooga. We did find it, but and I know John Maxwell worked there, so that he used to work there anyway. Oh, okay, HD Traveler, good. Finally, somebody clarified that. So they changed their name. Okay, I get it. After John Maxwell makes them famous on YouTube, then you change your name. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it? Not actually, but yeah. So they changed their name to White Lightning. Is no longer Cherokee, Chattanooga Harley Davidson. Hate that I missed you guys when you were in Memphis. Big Fred, Tennessee. Yeah, it's super hard when you're on these trips, and we did spend 2 days in Memphis. And when you're on a big trip like that and you're laying down 300 some miles every day, there's one time within that time frame that you got to take a break and stay at one hotel for at least 2 days just to do nothing else but cover the bike up. One, I think the motorcycle needed a rest. It looked very, very tired and weathered. I know Miss HDR tells me I'm really weird when I talk like that, but you guys understand that. So we covered her up. We put the cover on her, and we didn't touch the bike again for 2 days. So, we stayed right in Memphis. We were right downtown in Memphis, and we were able to. That video coming out is just. It's going to be some really, really good work, because what I did on this trip was, and I told you guys many, many, many times, is I wanted to take you guys, and a lot of you guys are YouTubers, right? I wanted to get you guys off the bike, that whole camera helmet view thing. And we talk about whatever you talk about. I've talked about flying planes. I've talked about my kids. I've talked about my home, where I grew up. Sometimes that's one dimensional, right? And then you say, hey, I'm stopping for lunch. Next thing I know, I see the people get back on the bike and okay, man, lunch was good. I don't know what you had for lunch. I didn't see it. I can't envision that. Right. So myself and Miss H there did a lot of stuff, and we did a lot of work, camera work off the motorcycle, walking around, doing things. So you're going to see a couple of videos where there's no motorcycles and just us experiencing Memphis. And it was amazing. We had a good time. Maxwell is in a Columbus garage now. I know he went to Columbus, and I know that's where he's at now. Just running through some of these. Chattanooga Harley, they renamed it. Oh, they renamed it Fort Benning Harley. Isn't that funny? That's where I went to basic training at, was Fort Benning, Georgia. Very interesting. Let's see here. John Maxwell's worked in a dealership in Columbus, Georgia, called Chattanooga. Oh, he was in Georgia, not in Chattanooga. And they called it Chattanooga Harley Davidson. Well, thanks for clearing that up, Chad. That makes more sense to me now. But is the I-40 bridge open yet? I don't know where the I-40 bridge was, so I couldn't tell you if it's open yet. And I'll tell you about that in a minute. Did Mrs. HD make you go see the Peabody Ducks? Rocky J, we were so absolutely disappointed about the Peabody Ducks. Many people were, not just us. Here's what Peabody Hotel did. So if you ever go to Memphis, don't stay there because they suck. Okay. I'm just throwing that out there. And this is the reason why. So we stayed at another hotel up the street, right? Same style of hotel. It wasn't any different. So we walked down to the Peabody to see the ducks, right? Mrs. HDR really wanted to see these ducks, and I wanted to get them on camera. So we walk down, we look at, they have a sign on the door. You know what the sign says? Due to the July 4th weekend holiday, we are not allowing anybody into the hotel unless you are a guest in our hotel. Then you can see the ducks. Other than that, you are duckless. So we were duckless. We could not go in. We couldn't see the ducks. We walked away brokenhearted. Miss H.R. had a tear in her eye, and she said, "Stop it." No, but you get the drift. I mean, you go all that way to see these ducks, and it's like, wah wah wah. Yeah, the second time. The first time we went there, we got there late, and they already did their duck thing. They were ducked out, so they were no longer ducking. But anyway, so that. And that was kind of funny that they weren't there. I mean, just they were not there. We couldn't go in. We could not see the ducks, so we walked away. Good morning, Wind Road Therapy. I didn't see you in there. Good morning to you. Um, I'm just trying to get through some of these here. Should open late July, early August. Wind Road Therapy, morning. Toby Northern, good morning to you, my friend. That's ducked up. You're right. That's right. So you're basically ducked, and that's ducked up. That was very ducky. But yeah, good morning, everybody in there. So that covers that. Now let me talk about I-40. I don't know where I-40 is. Here's what happened, and you're gonna, if you haven't seen my packing video, two up riding packing or whatever we named that on Wednesday, I want you guys to go watch it. Even if you know how to pack your bike and everything, I put a lot of good tips in there, and Mrs. HR put a ton of travel tips in there for your wives, or even women. If you ride your own bike, there's good travel tips in there for you, for ways that she's been packing over the past 5 years, things that we've learned how to do, what not to do, things that work, things that don't work. Okay. But what I'm going to bring up here now is the I-40 corridor. And I think when we went into Memphis, I believe we were still doing some highway miles because we were on that 6-lane highway going into Memphis. You want to talk about eerie, not scary, eerie, I guess is the word. We got to the hotel, Miss HR just said, "Thank God that you were driving and not me," she said, because it's just brake, clutch, shift, brake, clutch, shift. And there's traffic everywhere. And it's like, get in the left lane now. You're like in the right lane, and there's 6 lanes. And you're like, wait, I have to get way over there. I got to watch all these people flying behind me. We also learned on this trip, and I don't know how you guys drive. I don't really care. That's totally up to you. HDAV Traveler said that was a great video. Thank you so much. We do appreciate that. We put a lot of thought into that video when we were kind of putting that together. And this is no lie. Mrs. HR actually like wrote down notes over like 3 days. I wanted to record it 3 days earlier. She's like, "I'm not ready." So she actually wrote down some notes for herself to kind of have the key points that she wanted to bring up to everybody. So good morning, Roguelite Andy. So anyway, after that experience of 6 lanes going into Memphis, we made that decision that day, and we've done this a lot in the past. You set the GPS up to scenic routes, and we never touched another highway from Memphis until we got home. There was no more highway riding. Maybe the last 40 miles to get home, I think we did. We knew it was going to take us through Washington, PA, down Route 40, all the way into Washington, PA, and come back on Jefferson Avenue to go like scenic. We're like, yeah, we're not going to do that. So we did hit the highway there, and we came back home on 70, and we actually knew to shut the GPS off, and we got off at Taylorstown. You guys know that live around here what I'm talking about. We got off at Taylorstown, cut up across on 40, took 40 down, turned at the Route 40 restaurant, and we came home the back way that way. But that was it. So Big Fred, Tennessee, good morning to you. Nice to have you on board there this morning. Jamon, Rodney, good morning. Or Rooney, I'm sorry, good morning to you. Dusty in the Wind. Mrs. HDR was the highlight of that video. Dusty, thank you for pointing that out. And she was the highlight of that video. She's the one that puts the gear in motion to go on those motorcycle trips. And that's true. And she says, oh, you're just BSing me, so I'll get to go with you. And I said, that's not it at all. She does. She's that motivating factor of how to pack. Just like I know B the Rider PA, he doesn't have a clue of packing his. I'm sure he can get the cooler loaded up. We do pretty good with that. Like we can put the beer in the cooler, but his wife does all the stuff like buying different kind of containers they use, and he has now what they call packing pods. We're going to be experimenting with those probably on the next trip, where you can keep all your clothes separated and together. I think that's so important. You don't have to dig through your luggage looking for a pair of underwear or socks. That's a pain. Once you get close to home, I shut the GPS off. Paul, we did the same thing. Once we got close here, we just shut the GPS off and followed our instincts, of course. Yeah, we hope that Road Glide Andy's arm is feeling better. I know he's had a lot of trouble with that arm for quite a while. And it's the kind of work he does, He works very, very hard. He sits at a desk all day and he types on the computer, and he gets that carpal tunnel in his arm. No, that's not true. He's a hardworking guy. So I'm just checking some stuff out here to see anybody else chatting in there and see what's going on. So, all right. So anyway, I think we covered, what is that spot up there? I don't know what that was. So anyway, I think we covered that. I think we covered a lot of the trip. Like I said, my videos are coming out. I'm probably you may see one pop on a Wednesday, maybe. But right now, I think we're going to just roll them every Sunday. So there's a lot of content there, a lot of stuff to watch. I think you'll be very interested in it, seeing where we went, what we did, vacationing with the other couples, seeing a lot of video there. There may be video in there of the other couples that they don't even know I shot. And we don't pre-watch each other's stuff. We get amazed. Like when we sit, we're like, when did I say that? Like we were riding in the mountains and you'll watch Bronco Rod's video, and there was a couple words that we exchanged in our, I call it the bantering. We banter back and forth on the bikes, like you guys do, right? Chit chat on the Sennas or on your cardios, and just really, really, really good times. And they picked up stuff that I said. I picked up stuff that they seen and that they said. But yeah, so there's some videos that was recorded that, and Bodine brings it up too. On one of his videos, he talks a little bit about how much, and if you guys have been, a lot of you guys I know went to VAM. VAM was, I got to sit with a couple people like Ty, Pete's 1800, a couple people we got more knowledge about, more understanding. I think they learn more about us, our personal lives, and we learn more about theirs. But it takes time to have that personal connection, right? In VAM, there was 25, 30 different people there moving around in and out. We didn't have time to make that personal connection with everybody. And that's one reason how, in Ty's, how Ty kind of told us about the wine, and we said, hey, are you free Saturday? We're going to be at this cabin. He's like, yeah, I'd like to come over. But that didn't happen with just a phone call and said, hey, Ty, like a guest on the show. I mean, we really did get to know Ty and Pete's 1800 and their wives at VAM when we were sitting at the back of the Dragon Welcome Center. On Bob's video, he talks a lot about, we've learned things about each other over this past 6 days that we could never put out there. You can never tell anybody. You would never see them on a video. You would never see them written on a blog. You would never have seen us talk about each other. And it's nothing bad. It's just stuff about our personal lives that nobody ever knew, right? Nobody ever knows. And Ty confided in me. I confided in Ty because he's really tied and close knit with this little group that we have. So, and not that all you guys are not, but if you ever experience something like that, it's just unbelievable. I just can't even explain it. How I found out that, Bodine 52 actually See, I can't ever say that, right? Or how Bronco ride really, and I can't ever say that. And those guys know stuff about me, but you get it. Um, it's yeah, we protected our friends' privacy well. That's exactly what Bob said there. So um, we are very close. We talk all the time. Um, and I told you guys before that our wives sometimes will say it's like a bromance. You guys talk more to each other than you talk to your wives, and some days that is true. I mean, we do talk a lot, but uh, the stuff that doesn't make videos or public in general is what makes friendships intense and incredible. Toby, I couldn't said that any better, my friend. I think this is awesome. The stuff that doesn't make videos or public in general is what makes friendships intense and um, incredible. Okay. So that is absolutely a great statement, Toby. I appreciate you putting that up there. Like at VAM, I got to talk to Toby Northern, who's on every show we've ever done. Bud, you've been here all the time, and I feel so bad. I talked to you for like 10 minutes coming out of your hotel room. I know you invited us down for pizza for dinner, with the Badgers, and we just ate and we were kind of full, so we really couldn't have dinner. No, he didn't. He didn't invite us to dinner, but it was kind of cool that I brought that up. But it was just so nice to see people, when you're in a big meetup like that. So, um, but you don't have time to actually uh, uh, spend that intimate time with each other. I think is what it is. So, you know, and maybe we need that. Maybe if if all of us, I mean, there's 38 some people in here right now. I know most of you from being around the channels. Orvis, good morning to you, sir. And Orvis, like living with him for 3 days, I learned a lot about Orvis too, and what makes him tick. And he's a great man. I mean, just Orvis is one of the most giving people you'll ever meet in your entire life. To go to school and to be to work in an emergency room, he's giving right there. That's like saying, I'm giving my life to other people. And you just don't get that everywhere. So, uh, try to see who's WRT. Oh, Windroad Therapy. Have you been lost lately? Oh, she might have got lost here sometime. Uh, anyway, I wanted to show you guys this. So Bodine, here's what happened at the cabin. Bodine 52 and Bronco Rod went out. This is the morning that Ty was leaving us because Ty only stayed one day. We tried to get him to call his work and retire, and he's like, I can't retire. And it's like, dude, you can. You can. You're old enough. You're like 35, 40 years old. You can retire. But we wanted him to stay for longer, but he had to pack up and go. So, and that makes sense, right? So that's okay. We knew he was going to be there one day. But the guys went out and then they wiped all the bikes off. They cleaned the bikes off and they're like, hey, HDR, what did you get on the side of your pipe? And I'm like, I don't know, man. What's on there? What did I get on there? Check this out. So I'm going to try to share this here. Here you go. So if you can see that, let me see if I can't blow. Me. I don't know. So anyway, I was reading last night about how to get off, and somebody said, "Well, use steel wool." Well, here's the truth about steel wool, even 0000 grade, which is very fine steel wool. They said that steel wool is harder than chrome. So what would happen is the steel wool can actually deep scratch the chrome. So you don't want to use steel wool. Okay. So it was saying, Bodine says, H Jack. So he said, I was just reading Orvis's stuff here. I'm sorry. This just grabbed my attention. Thanks for love, HDR. Appreciate it, buddy. I totally agree. Some of the best parts of taking trips with other riders is being able to spend time with each other. I think that is probably one of the biggest parts of taking trips with other motorcyclists. Um, oh, we lost you for a minute. Okay, so hopefully everything's back again. I don't know what's going on with this computer today. I seriously just don't know if maybe it's, that's elements, so that's not really doing anything. All right. All right. So anyway, you got me back. I had that happen. I got a polisher and got out and bring today if you want. A polisher to get that out. I could bring it out today if you want. Well, today, road gliding, we're actually going to Valley Harley Davidson. We will be at Valley for my daughter's actually riding with me to Valley today to see the stunt show. So, and I know you'll be there also. So we will be there. But when we went to video, we lost all audio. Okay, so is the audio back now? The audio is good. Everything's working again. All right. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with these mixer. Okay, we're good now. Okay, good. I don't know what's going on. I got a mixer up here running. Sometimes when you put so much stuff on that USB bus, it just gets like crazy. This computer hasn't been shut off for like a couple months. I'm going to shut it down after the show. Oh, it's a battery operated one. Yeah, Road Glide in if you want to take a crack at it and see what you can do with it. Because if not, what I'm going to do is order a new heat shield and replace it. But if you can get it off of there, man, I would really appreciate that. I don't want to take time away from. I know you're bringing your kids up to the stunt show. I don't want to take time away from your kids. I mean, even if we throw it in the saddlebag, I could do it when I come home. You can always stop after work and pick up your polisher again. I enjoyed starting at the pipes. Oh, okay. So it was when I brought the picture up that I froze. I'm sorry. Know why that happened. Going to tell my daughter to call later on Saturdays. You're going to tell your daughter, Bob, to call later on Saturdays. Well, today's video is our ride to the museum. I really didn't do video off the bike. I was too busy enjoying everyone's company. Yeah, I think that's what it is. And I was watching somebody's video this morning. Forgive me for not knowing who it was. It was extremely good. Oh man, I wish I knew who that was. But he was having dinner at Cuz's. Okay, Cuz's. I know a lot of you went there for dinner. I seen you there. We went. Unfortunately, we went a different night than you guys all went, and I think that was the only problem. And I know we've talked to Mr. G a few times and some other folks. Is the organization for VAM? Like we need a list that says everybody will eat at Cuz's on Tuesday. Everybody will eat off the food truck at the back of the Dragon Welcome Center on Wednesday. We could have kept together as a bigger group that way. It kind of like was like a little bit of like cliques. Some were here, some were there, some were over there. We didn't know where anybody was most of the time, to be honest with you. So I think next year that's going to definitely happen. So, and I know Be the Rider PA is working on a big meetup. He's putting this together. It's probably, I don't know when it is, but he is putting a big meetup together. He's doing a lot of organization stuff. He's contacting hotels. He's checking out different roads in the area. So Bodine 52 wanted to have a meetup in Ohio. We've talked about that. And we were talking about that for like in a few weeks, like in August, first weekend of August or something, getting a little meetup together. Morning all, got my big cup of coffee, about to head out to New Braunfels, drink beer and float the river. 9 miles on 2 wheels. That sounds like an awesome day. Oops. Right? That sounds like an awesome day. He's heading out to a river. He's going to drink some beer and he's going to float on the river. Can't ask for anything better for that on a beautiful Saturday morning. August would be nice, Paul said. So we talked about that. I'm also kicking around an idea, guys, and you'll be hearing a lot about this, and I've told Miss HDR, we've kicked this around a little bit, about having a meetup in like February. Okay. Like after the holidays are all over, you get the holidays behind you. It's cold. It's winter season. The bikes are covered in your garages. You can't really ride here in the East and it's freezing. Get a hotel somewhere with conference rooms that we can all go to the hotel, drive your cars. I mean, you're not bringing your bikes. Let's not be silly, right? Drive your cars, but it gives us a chance to experience each other without worrying about going on a ride or taking a back road or taking this road or people's mad because we didn't ride. It will just be a meetup, right? And then I thought we could go a little bit further, where I was kind of putting this together in my head. Do moto vlogging YouTube awards. Okay. Have different awards, have different categories, have different judges. We can get a team together, based on creativity, topics, all kinds of stuff. Not so even the person with 20 subs can walk away with an award, just like a person with 20,000 subs, right? Has nothing to do with your sub count, has nothing to do with your view count. It just has to do with what those judges think that you can produce. I've been kicking that around a little bit. So, to do something like that, to meet up at a hotel. So, Ty, are you saying that might be a good idea? HDR Hope. Hey, yeah, the Moto Oscars. There you go, the Moto Oscars. So, and if we do kick this around, if it's something that we can put up, riding around Marietta, Ohio is pretty cool. We just came through Marietta and we stayed there when we did the triple nickel, Ricky KM. So, yeah, Ohio would be a great place. I know Bodine's kind of putting that meetup together and trying to work on that right now. We've been chatting, but set it up, HDR. So people are saying set this up maybe, like I said, like February. Do people think you'll come? Do you think it would be interesting, that we can put this together? That's the big thing is will anybody make it, in February? Because we think about it, you have all motorcycle meetups. When do we have those? We have them in June, July, and August, right? Every year, because we can ride our motorcycle. Kind of makes sense. But now here in Pennsylvania, Ohio, they took away the motorcycle show, the Progressive Motorcycle Show. They closed the entire conference center. It's gone. They bulldozed it and gave it to the airport, the land. So we have nothing to do in the winter anymore. We have nothing to look forward to in the winter, right? You park your bikes in November. Most of us road glide, Andy, park your bikes in November, and we get them back out, usually March, or late March, early April. You get the bikes back out and you start riding again. You want to do all these meetups and see everybody, but we have all that free time in the winter that maybe we can pull this off. And Bodine said, isn't there snow in February? Yes, there is snow, Bodine. You will not be bringing your motorcycle. You'll be bringing that nice 4-wheel drive truck, and you'll be driving to the meetup, and we're just going to stay at a hotel. We're going to have the Moto Oscars, dubbed by Bronco Ride. That's a great name. If you're selected, Jack, we will drive there. We will set up a red carpet entrance, moto vloggers. Toby, that's a great idea. What I think we can do with this, if I push this forward a little bit, if you're selected as one of the judges and you're viewing content, you are automatically disqualified for winning anything. Maybe we'll do some, I'll find some vendors to give us some stuff. Maybe we'll have some judges bags or something for giving your time to view videos and kind of put together, a list that we can vote on to give these awards out. But I think it could be fun. I think we could have a good time with it, and get the right hotel, get it big enough where everybody can stay at one place. Ohio Bike Week is in June. Yeah, I heard about Ohio Bike Week. I couldn't make that this year. I wanted to go there. A lot of people asked me if I was coming. Traveling Tall is having a meetup July 17th at Bootlegger Harley Davidson, Knoxville, Tennessee. That's not too unreachable. July 17th. Oh, the only problem with that is myself and Chad, we're putting on my new handlebars July 17th. I hope Chad's still in there. I know I can text him. We got each other's phone number now. So, what did Mr. G tell me at his meetup? He said, once you're in my Rolodex, he said, you're a really close friend of mine. I got a lot of you guys now starting to add you to my phone contact list so we can text each other. It's so much better, so much easier to get a hold of each other. If I can get my bike out of the driveway, it's coming with me. There you go, Red Light Andy. So if you can get it out in February, you can bring your bike with you. But yeah, you'll hear more talking about it. Maybe I'll put a video out about it and do a little talk, and we'll see what kind of interest we get around that, because I want it to be worthy enough of the people coming and spending your money to stay at a hotel. I know people don't always like to, spend money for hotels, but just to get together would be awesome. Be even better if I can get a hold of somebody at YouTube and say, look, what would you do for awards? How can you, give us something back? Because all you guys are creating content for YouTube, and they're making money on our advertisements, right? So I think it could be a win-win situation. Yeah, they did Thunder in the Valley. I know that happened actually the day before I went on vacation. It was the 25th, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, I think. I was going to go up on that Thursday. The weather started getting rough, and the little motorcycle was tossed. And if it wasn't for the fearless driver, the motorcycle could have been lost. But so I didn't go. I didn't go up there. But I know they did Thunder in the Valley. SS Moto Travels, thanks, buddy. You said plant seeds and see what grows. That's a good idea. So Chad Cox, still planning on it. Told work that I am unavailable on the 17th. Chad, I really appreciate that. So I know I can't do this myself, and I know you've done a lot. And I was going to ask you, Chad, do you happen to have a Dremel tool? I understand when you change handlebars on a Harley touring bike, there's on the clutch lever, there's a little tab there that you got to grind off, because the Harley bars actually have like a hole where those controllers sit, so they know they're same on every bike when they're mass producing those. But when you put new handlebars on, you have to be able to adjust those. So hopefully you have a Dremel tool where you can grind it off. And I don't know if I guess you ground your last ones off. Oh, you have everything we need. And there you go. Thank you, man. I can't tell you how much, honestly, I appreciate that. HDR's Island. There you go. Great idea, Andy. I can get a bunch of used motorcycle parts and make trophies. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. And I think, like I said, I think that would be fun. I think what would also be fun is take some of you guys, and we all have a common bond here with creating YouTube videos. Most of you do. Some of you do not. And I'm glad you're here, that even if you don't. I think what would be nice is to share the experiences, right? So say if we have a conference room, and I've been to a lot of teaching conferences. Okay. So I sit in a classroom, in a conference room, and they show us something, right? I think that would be great. Like share, and maybe have 3 or 4 of you. Like I use DaVinci Resolve for editing. Maybe you use Bronco Ride uses, I'm going to get it wrong, Power Director. Get different people in there and show, look, this is how I edit a video. This is how I put that. Like Bodine52 is going to email me today because he didn't email me yesterday. That little logo that comes up says, please subscribe. You hear ding, 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 ding. And you hear that little bell. That is so awesome. I don't have that on my videos, right? He's going to send it to me today, I hope. Good morning, Will Henderson. Good. Nice to have you on board there. Oops. Yes, you forgot, buddy. See, it takes a video, right? It takes a village of people, Bob, to get you to send me that. But anyway, but yeah, I think that would be nice if we can have a conference room. You can go in and maybe you can learn that. Maybe have a conference room. Bronco Ride is like the audio king of audio. Man, this guy knows everything about mobile audio setups. Maybe go in there and have Bronco Ride have his equipment out, show you guys how he gets great audio to do interviews into a GoPro camera. Stuff like, you guys, and I know Bronco and Bodine are very good with drones. I mean, do you have a drone? Maybe you don't. Let these guys show you why, you don't want to go to Walmart and buy, an $80 drone. Let them teach you the importance of spending money the proper way. Road Glide Andy, we can bring him in. He can talk all day long about working on your motorcycle. That's what he does for a living. And he can help you and explain things to you about your bike and be able to upgrade. Same with Chad. Chad rebuilt a motorcycle. I wish others would go over other editing software. Having a hard time with Resolve. Too advanced for me. Chad, you know what? You're going to help me, and I am going to help you. I mean, hands down, I will help you learn DaVinci Resolve. Give you the 101 crackdown version, and I will teach you how to use it. I have software on my computer, and I can tell you how to put on yours. I can remote to your computer, call you on the phone, and we can talk over the phone as you're doing things as I'm teaching you, Chad. And 100%, man, when I met Chad, when I met this guy, and he goes, HDR, man, I'll come to your house. I know where you live. That was kind of creepy, Chad. But anyway, he said, I'll come to your house and help you put on bars or rebuild your engine or whatever you want to do. So, Chad, I am here for you, man. And that's what this community is about, right? Giving to each other. That's what we got to do. Good call, Bob. Can we fly drones through the hotel, for example? Yes. If you are experienced enough with your drone, you can fly it inside the hotel. That would be absolutely fantastic, because then we can get footage of everything going on inside the hotel. But yeah, so I'm going to start putting that together. I'm going to start digging down. Iron Dude has a couple of videos on how to put the subscribe Instagram logo on your video's homepage. Okay, that's Iron. That's his YouTube name, or her YouTube name, Iron Dundee. Iron. I'm writing that down. Thank you. Dundee. Okay. You remember The Office? Anybody ever watch The Office? The Dundee Awards? I wonder if that's where his name came from. WRT. I'll give that a try. Yes, I can definitely help you out with that, Chad. 100%. I mean, I've done video editing for so many years, and I know a lot of little tricks and a lot of good ways, even maybe help you with your videos and stuff. And I know Chad is not you're not producing right now any YouTube channel. I don't think Chad has a YouTube channel, but he does record everything on his camera when he's riding, which is pretty smart, right? Kevin, good morning to you. I don't have a drone because I don't know where it's legal to fly them. Again, see, that is something else that a class like that, having a conference center, and maybe given somebody that has been reading the rules to tell you where you can fly, where you can't fly. I've been finding some really good videos on YouTube. This one guy started flying drones. I can't remember his name. He started flying drones, and he had 100 subscribers. And now he's into his fifth drone. He's got 33,000 subscribers. And, but he talks so much about where you can fly, how you can fly, Part 107 licensing. I was looking at that and reading up on Part 107, where you actually have an unmanned remote controlled aircraft license. So you're licensed to fly that. One reason it said that you want to do that is so if you're in some place that's controlled airspace, if you're certified, you can actually request to fly your drone for some reason in that airspace. So, but yeah, that's stuff that Bronco Ride has been doing this stuff for years. Him and Bodine, I'm sure, can drill down, and I think, well, actually, Bronco probably even has been doing it longer than Bodine. Bodine started off, and I watched both these guys fly, and they're amazing pilots, just fun to watch. But he can give you that training, guys, and I think that's where this is going to work. His channel name is I Am. He is from Australia. He works in steps. He walks you through the steps. Your video. Okay, so yeah, I'll definitely check him out. Windroad Therapy. Can't wait to see how you set up and arrange this HDR. Bodine, you're going to be in there setting it up too with me. I mean, you guys, you and Bronco Ride told me over the past week that you're organizers, right? And you're managers, and you can do this. I don't think it'll be that hard. Once we find a location, I'll talk with you guys and a few other people. I got time to play around with this, but I think it's going to be in February. I just think February is going to work. Ryan Alcher did a podcast about drones. I have not heard that podcast, but I can't recall that, Your Honor. Don't worry. You'll be getting a phone call from me, pal. It'll work out. We'll be fine. But yeah, we'll just make it a long weekend, guys. I mean, not a week or anything. Just, I have to figure it out, though, like what days I have off, too. And I mean, I got days I can take. I mean, it's not an issue taking a day off. But yeah, see, Bronco, I don't recall it either. Yeah, you guys might have been hitting the sauce a little bit, just like, maybe. And yeah, you just blurted that out. And I got video. You want to see the video coverage of that? When you guys said, hey, I'm managers, man. We can organize anything. Yeah, it was you guys. And I'm also going to use you as instructors in the conference. But we'll see what we can work out. Bob is really good getting hotels to give us conference rooms. So we'll see if we can work that magic. So if your channel is monetized, you need to have Part 107 licensed drone footage on your channel. Marcy, I'm going to tell you that the guy I'm watching said it is such a gray area right now because it's such a gray area because what the drone footage, and I'm just going to throw this out there real quick, is we're using a couple seconds of drone footage so they don't feel that your content on YouTube is getting monetized or you're not making money off that few second aerial clip. Where they're really looking at is videographers. They're looking at people who do weddings. They're looking at stuff like that. But the guy said, if anything else, if in doubt, take the test. And there's a really good YouTube channel. And what I'll do is, if you're interested in it, I'll find it and I'll link it to today's video. You'll find a link in there to the guy's YouTube channel. He does it like almost a 3 hour, 3 hour session on Part 107. It gives you everything you need to know. You go to the FAA, you sign up for a testing center, and you actually go and you take this test in a testing center. Is how that works. So I don't know the cost of it. I haven't drilled down that far yet, but I've been learning a lot. So that's how that works. But yeah, Bodine says that right. Technically, you are correct. You to make it so you never have to worry about, is it legal or isn't it? Just get the 107. The guy said it's extremely easy. It's common sense. It's multiple choice questions and there's 3 answers. So you do have to learn how to read maps, FAA maps and charts, and they go over all that. He said, once you watch that video, he watched the guy's video twice. He sat for the test and he passed it with a 97. So, and it didn't cost, he said, don't pay for any of the Flight 107 schools online. And those are all just ways to make money for people. So that's all I have for you right now on that. But like I said, if you really want to know, Bodine and Bronco Rod have been flying their drones for a while. So good morning, Steve and Lou. Nice to have you in there. But yeah, so that is technically correct. Harley 103, good morning. Well, guys, we've came to the end, the conclusion of another great hour of power here in the HDR studios in southwestern Pennsylvania. I enjoy everybody coming here each week, man. I can't thank you enough. Sorry we missed last week, but hotel internet, if you've ever had to depend on it to upload videos, is absolutely horrible. I'm glad I waited to upload my series until I got home this year. I used to do it every day on the road, but we didn't want to be bothered with trying to edit videos every day and uploading. Plus, the upload speed is horrible. So, But thanks everybody for joining me here. Podine says we want more. I would love to give you more. I got a full schedule today too. Please join us tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right back here on my channel. We are having the fireside chat with the boys. We haven't had that for a couple weeks. We've been extremely busy, and traveling and learning a lot about each other, and kind of building our bromance, right? Building our bonds with each other. So tomorrow night we are back. We do have Sinister Clutch. I met him at VAM. I've been trying to get him before VAM. He's like, I never got your messages. I got the guy now. So he's going to be on with us tomorrow night. Sinister Clutch, right here at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please come back to the channel, and we hope to see you here. I'll put the drone link in this video on YouTube once this is over, of the guy that teaches it. If you want to learn part 107, it's free. He does it step by step. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate you, HDR. You are really rocking the glove tan line. Look at these tan lines. Can you guys see these? I also put that on my Instagram. These are the worst gloves I ever purchased in my entire life. They're Harley Davidson gloves. And why do they have this opening like this and the knuckles open? I have no idea. I looked for new gloves. I've been trying to find them, but they didn't have my size. 4 dealers didn't have my size. Must be like everything else. It's on back order. Wonderful. All right. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it, Paul. Take care, everybody. Take care in there. I will talk to you next week. I will also see you tomorrow night right back here on the HDR Harley Day Rider channel. Take care. Remember, as always, ride your own ride. Be safe out there. Harley Day Rider will be down and out in the beautiful HDR studios in southwestern Pennsylvania. Bye for now, everybody. Thank you.